All right, we are live on YouTube, and tonight we're going to be discussing sometimes letting go is the best course of action. So stick around for all of that and much, much more that's coming right. Whoa! Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, when that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. And also make sure on your smartphone, your tablet, your iPhone, your Android, or anywhere that you have the YouTube app installed on, you must also make sure that the YouTube app is set to receive those notifications at a device level. Do all of that. You are all good to go. We'll give you a real round of applause and even a digital round of applause. You gotta love the digital round of applause as well, right? Oh, no, we're not getting into a fight. No, we're not getting into a fight. We're not. We are definitely not. But yeah, I think it's fair enough to say that school's in session, folks. School's in session. All right, I'm starting to get some of my energy back. First things first, before I get to the chat here. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do a live stream yesterday or put out a pre-recorded video or a members-only video. I didn't have the greatest day yesterday. I was kind of like relapsing, towards my recovery process. But today I'm feeling better. It's kind of, hot and cold, but I am making progress. And today I feel even better than I did a couple days ago. So I know I'm heading in the right direction. So forgive me for not being here yesterday. And I'm not going to be on too terribly long. This show is only going to be about 45 minutes to an hour, because we're going to be discussing about a very simple subject, but something that is not so simple to accomplish. It may be simple to understand, but not simple to accomplish. And if you can learn how to accomplish tonight's topic, sometimes letting things go is the best course of action, then that's going to make a huge difference in your life, and you're going to become successful much quicker. And if you don't learn how to deal with this, you may never become successful at all. And I'll explain more about that as the show goes on. But let me get to the chat here right now. Let's see who is here right now in the chat. We have Mutt Nuts World's in the house. Hey, Eli and everyone. Let me test the plug-in. It's really weird how it's working here. Give me just 1 second. Let me check something here. Yeah, for some reason it's not going directly to the channel. It's just, doing a YouTube search for your name. Hopefully the people that created the go-to channel extension for Chrome get it working properly again soon. But anyway, hey Mutt, welcome to the show. Queen Helen Casey's in the house. Hello, Eli. Smash the like button for Eli. Hey, Queen. How's it going? Thank you so much for being here. Mutt Nuts World. Hey, Queen. Queen says, hey, Mutt, or hello, Mutt. And that is it. Let me make sure the notification went out. It certainly did. 15 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. And the stream health is excellent. Mutt Nuts World says, I did a quick live yesterday before I went to my appointment, and I need to catch up on that live. I still need to catch up on a bunch of content. Yesterday, like I said, Mutt, after having a great day a couple of days ago where I did that really awesome stream a couple nights ago, I didn't have the greatest day yesterday. It was not the most productive day. It was kind of like a relapse of my recovery. But today I'm feeling even better than I did a couple of days ago. And I just feel my body getting closer and closer to 100%. Hopefully by next week, the week after the latest, I'll be 100%. But I think now I am well enough to the point of where I can start creating regular, or start creating, content on a regular basis like I have been, daily or almost daily. So that is that. All right, so let's just get right to it, folks, because there really isn't a whole lot to say about this topic. Sometimes letting things go is the best course of action. And there are so many things that I can discuss regarding this topic based on my personal experiences. And, I was debating whether I should discuss some of the experiences I've had out here on YouTube. But I've decided I'm going to discuss those things because I believe that other YouTubers or aspiring YouTubers can learn from what I've been through. But you can also learn from my experiences outside of YouTube because we all have a life on YouTube and off of YouTube, right? Queen Helen Casey says, I just got done watching Trump's speech on Periscope. Now I am watching the fireworks over Mount Rushmore. Well, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Yep, tomorrow is Independence Day. Happy early Independence Day, everyone. Hope you enjoy tomorrow with your friends and your family, and please be safe. More than likely, I will be doing an Independence Day stream at some point. It's probably going to happen in the late morning or early afternoon, and then I'm going to go and spend some time with my family, have dinner with my family, and then, watch the fireworks and, head back home and call it a night. All right. Mutt says, it was only about 20 minutes, but was nice out and I was near some water. Well, that's great. Mutt says, Sunday I will be live around 9 p.m. Eastern. My town is having fireworks, so I am going to live stream them. Well, that is fantastic. That is fantastic, Mutt. Well, hope you have a great 4th with your friends and your family. And again, please stay safe. So, where am I going to start? In life, we're going to deal with many challenges. As we try to accomplish our goals, dreams, and aspirations, we're going to hit a lot of setbacks and roadblocks along the way. Now, many of those roadblocks and setbacks come within ourselves. And those are the easiest roadblocks and setbacks to overcome and push through. And that way you can continue on your journey of success. But then there are, other issues that arise, or you're going to encounter, that are out of your control. An example, okay, when you go through your first heartbreak, your first breakup, mine happened in high school with my high school sweetheart. And I will tell you, when I met my high school sweetheart, I was ecstatic that, she wanted to be with me. She was a beautiful cheerleader, very nice lady, came from a great family. Her family, loved me. My family loved her. It was phenomenal. It was a great relationship. We had a lot of fun for many years. And then years down the road, years after high school, she ended up breaking up with me out of the blue. I didn't do anything wrong, and I wasn't a bad guy. And it wasn't that she didn't care about me. She just wanted to experience dating other men in college. And let me tell you something. It was very hard for me to let that go. It was the most difficult relationship for me to work through and let go and move past because it was my very first time. And so I basically had the attitude after that relationship for about a year to 2 years, year and a half, maybe 2 years, of wanting nothing to do with women. I was anti-woman. I was hurt. I had trust issues. I couldn't trust, any woman at all out there. And there were women approaching me, wanting to go out and hang out, and I would shut them out. Okay. I had to basically learn how to let that go. That is one example of, letting something go. Sometimes letting things go is the best course of action. What can you do in that situation? She doesn't want to be with you anymore. So what can you do? Absolutely nothing. The only thing you can do is, walk away and move forward and move on with your life. Let me see here real quick. Let me check out the chat for a second. Another thing that was hard for me to let go. Whenever you let go of something for the very first time, for example, your first relationship, first love, your first job. My first job was working for a movie theater. I worked there for 4.5 years, throughout high school and a little bit after high school, until I was 20 years old. And it got to the point of where I really loved that job and I loved the people there, and I was even in management at that point. But because that job didn't pay that well, and there were other jobs out there that were recruiting me that were going to pay me more money, I had to let that job go. And I didn't want to let it go because I really loved working at the movie theater. I loved the people there. I loved the customers there. I knew all the customers, and I just, it was just like a second home to me. So I had to learn to let that go and move forward to something bigger and better. I didn't let it get to me. So that's another thing there. Yeah, what's going on in the chat? Was that the same person like that I banned? Let me know, Mutt. Yeah, we're probably going to get trolled, and I am actually going to talk about there's a person in the chat there that's involved with another person that I've learned to let go. And I'm going to discuss that here in a second, but I just want to, share a few other, examples. Another thing that I had to learn to let go, an 18-year friendship with a very close friend of mine that I grew up with during high school. And he's actually the guy that introduced me to my high school sweetheart, him and his girlfriend back then. And his name is Brett. I've shared this story in the past, but it's been a while. And him and I used to do everything. Brett and I used to hang out all the time. We used to double date his girlfriend, my girlfriend, or we'd hang out. We'd go to, Reno. We'd go to Tahoe. We would, have many poker nights with the guys. We used to have so much fun. And then I ended up, moving in with Brett. We had a 2-bedroom apartment many, many years ago. This was about, 10 years ago or so. And Brett started doing some things that I really didn't like. He basically, when he went through a bad breakup with his high school sweetheart, he couldn't let her go. He was so hurt over her, and he was so anti-woman that he just could not commit to a woman. So he started sleeping around with many, many women, and he would bring a new girlfriend, not a girlfriend, but a new woman to our place every single night, right? And I had a girlfriend, and, I'm a one-woman man, right? So my girlfriend would come over quite often. There was a period of, that during that time, my girlfriend was coming over, like pretty much every day to hang out for a little bit because, she lived nearby and we would just hang out, right? And every day that she would come over and we'd hang out in the living room, watch TV, eat dinner, hang out, right? Whatever. My friend Brett would walk in with a different woman. And after the third day that this happened, my girlfriend was saying, is he not able to settle down with one woman? Does he not just want one woman? What is wrong with him? And I said, well, he's severely hurt over the breakup of his high school sweetheart. He can't get over it. It's been many years, and he's anti-woman. He doesn't trust women. And then my girlfriend back then was saying, well, you don't plan on being like that, do you? I mean, being around someone like that might give you the wrong idea. And I said, babe, listen, I can understand that, but I'm nothing like that guy. I'm absolutely nothing like that guy. And there's a lot of truth, like I've said in the past. You are who you associate with. You are who you associate with. You're guilty by association. And there were a bunch of other things that happened. I'm not going to give you folks the long version of the story here tonight. But I just really didn't enjoy my friendship with my friend Brett. And he just changed so much that it just wasn't fun being around him, to the point of where I ended up just letting him go. I eliminated him from my life. Sometimes you have to let things go, as the best course of action. And it's not something that's selfish. I didn't want to let him go. It's just that he was not the same person that, I first met many years before that. And that happens sometimes, folks. Sometimes you befriend someone and things are great for a while, then they change and they become completely different, to the point of where, they're just not someone you want to be around. You don't like or enjoy the things they do. So you have to let those people go. And it's not easy, because I was friends with him for 18 years. All my other friends were friends with him too. My brother was friends with him. I think my brother's still even friends with him to this day. But it just didn't work for me anymore. And regardless of how it was going to affect my other, friends and my brother and other people that were friends with him, it didn't make me happy. So I had to let it go. That was the best course of action for me. So that is that. Now, another thing, okay, that I learned to let go. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this show, there are many things in life that you're going to have control over. Okay? There are many things in life you're going to have control over, but there are also other things that you have no control over. And the things that you're not going to have control over are people stating their opinions about you, especially nowadays out here on social media, Facebook, Twitter, here on YouTube, etc. You have the court of public opinion. You have trolls. And these people, are going to state their opinions, good, bad, or indifferent, and they're going to continue to do it for as long as they feel like doing it, whether you like it or not. But then, every so often, one or two trolls come around that take it a bit too far, that, put the accelerator, to the floor, put the pedal to the metal, come at you hard each and every day, and they never stop, and they make it their life's purpose and life's mission to troll you and try to destroy you, which I think is pretty freaking pathetic, to be honest with you. And that's what I've experienced out here on YouTube for the past 3.5 years. And once, once a few people start to not like you and they start to follow you closely, then more and more others that don't like you find out about the other people that don't like you, and then they create this big, huge hate group, right? And then they gang up on you and they attack you, right? And I'll be honest with you, it was not easy, and it's not easy to let something like that go, because when these people are coming at you and saying things about you that aren't true, or are doing things to maliciously attack you and hurt you, your brand, etc., okay, naturally you feel like you want to give them a piece of your mind. And that's how I've always felt, like giving them a piece of my mind, and in the past I have. But I got to the point of a few months ago where I learned to let it go. I learned to let it go. Now, folks, I got to do something here real quick, because you know me, I've had my constipation stuff, and I all of a sudden have the urge to go and use the restroom. So I gotta step away and take a quick break, and then I'm gonna come back and continue here. So don't mind me. You never know when you have to go, especially when you've been as constipated as I've been lately. So I'm going to play some YouTube royalty-free music, and I'll be back in about 5 to 7 or 8 minutes. We'll be right back. yeah. Much better. Much better. Much, much better. Oh my gosh. Whoa. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, the world's most awesome platform where anything can happen at any given time. As you just noticed, I felt a real sudden urge to take a number 2 in the middle of my stream. And I got to tell you, I think for the very first time in about 3 to almost 4 weeks, almost a month, that my stomach is finally completely empty. I think I'm gonna give myself a big, huge round of applause. Oh my gosh. I never thought that I would be so happy and excited to take a dump. I'd have to say this is probably, and this is not the most professional thing to say, folks, but I keep it raw and I keep it real. I think this is the most amazing dump that I've ever had in my entire life. I think the constipation is finally over. All right, so let's get back to it. Let me check out the chat here real quick. Folks, this is not the best show I've ever done. I'm a little all over the place because, again, like I said, I've had constipation issues lately. I've had a pinched nerve. I have not been 100%, but hey, you know what? I'm still coming out here and I'm still giving it my best, and I still want to be here for you folks. All right, what does the chat say? Muttnuts World says, when you gotta go, you gotta go. That's right. Queen Helen Casey says, the trolls on Periscope were so hateful tonight. Yeah, that's pretty sad. I'm going to discuss trolls here in just a second. And that's, part of, sometimes letting things go is the best course of action. And it's the only course of action that is going to work. Because if you don't let them go, they're going to consume you. And they're going to, make you stray off your path of success. And as a coach, my job is to help people stay on the path of success. And Muttnuts World says, welcome back. All right. So before I took that urgent, unplanned break, I was starting to discuss, my situation of dealing with trolls out here on YouTube for the past 3.5 years or so, and how I let it consume me initially. And I also mentioned that, there are some things in life that are within your control, and some things are completely out of your control. And, you want to focus primarily on the things you can control, because those things come within you. The things you can't control, because there's really not much of anything, if anything, you can do about them. The only thing you can do is let them go and ignore those things and just keep moving forward and not let those things get to you. But it's easier said than done. Okay? Now, you can say it very easily and it sounds easy, but it is not easy because, the one thing as human beings, protect the most is who we are as a person. We don't like being attacked. We don't like being called out. And we don't like people, we especially don't like people saying things that are not true about us. And that's what trolls do. Trolls know the truth about you. Trolls know who you really are. But they also know if they make up things about you and they make them sound real and they get a group of people to make them sound real along with them, they have the support of other trolls and haters making it sound real. They know that in most cases, it's going to get to you. And it has gotten to me in the past. It has gotten to me in the past. And before I tell you, how I was able to let it go and what it took to let it go, let me just share with you one particular troll. And I know he's out there watching me. I have a troll out here on YouTube. I'm not going to mention his name. And after tonight, I'm never going to talk about a situation again. Most of you know this guy as the doctor, okay? We've called this guy the doctor because we found out who he really is, and we found out what's really happening in his life outside of YouTube. But I've realized that it's not even worth discussing him or keeping people aware of what's going on with him anymore, because all that does is it continues to fuel him to troll me and do more and more stupid things, which, quite frankly, don't really bother me. But to the average person, when I tell you what he's done, it would definitely bother you. And it would make you want to react. It would make you want to, go out there and say, hey, what can I do? How can I stop this guy? I've tried reporting this guy to YouTube. I've tried, calling the FBI. I've tried, calling the police. I've tried all these things. And nothing is stopping him. And he keeps coming back each and every day to do more and more. Okay? We've, flagged his channel. We've taken him down for copyright. We've done everything we possibly can. And quite frankly, in my honest opinion, I don't even really want to go after this guy. I just want this guy to go and do his thing, and I do my thing, right? But hey, the more he keeps coming at me, the more I have to, sit there behind the scenes and figure out ways to just, take care of what I can't take care of, and then ignore the rest and move forward and continue doing what I was meant to do. So this guy has created a channel that is a 100% hate channel on me, which is against YouTube's terms and conditions. You report him to YouTube for that, they don't even get back to you. They do nothing about it. This guy also violated my copyright 3 times on his channel. I took him down for copyright 3 times, and his channel's still up. He can still live stream on it, and he can still upload videos to it with 3 copyright strikes, which is supposed to shut down his channel. I mentioned this not to be angry or bitter or, overreact. I mentioned this because this is something that is completely out of my control. I can't control how YouTube manages their platform or, handles their guidelines. All right. I can't control that. Is it frustrating at times? Has it been? Yeah. Have I tried to reach out to YouTube creator support, which you get access to as being a part of the YouTube partner program? I've tried to reach out to them. I reached out to YouTube on Twitter. And guess what happens? I get generic responses. I give them all the information and they do absolutely nothing about it. So, and again, what this guy has done is obsessive. He's obsessed with me. He focuses all day, every day on trying to find out every little aspect of my personal life, which is public information, by the way, and put it out there to a small group of followers. He has a small group of 50 or 100 followers that still happen to hate me as well, right? It's pretty pathetic, in my opinion. And what has he done? Well, he's, doxed my entire family, put out aerial shots of all the family properties. He's put out pictures of my high school sweetheart and my friend Brett. He's put out all this stuff. Like this guy seriously has devoted his entire life, each and every day, to try to stop me and take me down. For what? Because I want to be a life coach? For what? Because I found out who he really was and I removed him from my channel. And I removed a bunch of people from my channel that didn't want to be here for the right reasons. Now, most people, well, let me just say this. This guy's been trolling on YouTube for 3.5 years, because I'm not going to mention the story again. I don't want to go into it. But he's been trolling people for the last 3.5 years because he went through a lot in his personal life, and he lost a lot in his personal life, family and business related. And he has money, so money's not an issue. But this guy has nothing better to do than sit at home all day and troll YouTube to justify having some kind of purpose, because he lost his actual purpose of his career and his family based on a few big mistakes he made, right? And instead of owning those mistakes and learning from them and becoming a better person, he's become a worse person. He's projected all of those, insecurities onto good people like myself. Now, there's a lot more this guy has done. And this guy's trolled a lot of people on YouTube through many various accounts. We call them sock accounts out here on YouTube. A sock account, sock puppet account, is a fake account. It's not your regular account. Like, this is my main channel, A Grip on Life. If I were to create a channel that said, I'm the super troll or whatever, right? That would be a sock puppet account with no content on it, and it's like a throwaway channel, right? This guy literally has thousands of sock accounts, right? So, he's trolled so many people out here, and he's run so many people off the platform, and he's stirred up the pot so much and done so many illegal things, right? And then he turns it around and tries to make the people he's trolling appear like we're violating the law. It's funny how people that break the law, they try to twist it and flip it on people that aren't breaking the law while they're breaking the law doing it. It's pretty pathetic. And while he successfully ran a lot of people off of YouTube over the last 3.5 years, he hasn't run me off. And listen, sir, I know you're watching and you're getting off on this because you got nothing better to do right now. My question to you is this. You say you're a different person than we found you to be, okay? And you say that you're in IT, information technology. You got an IT job, right? I have a lot of friends that are in IT here in the Bay Area. The Bay Area, the San Francisco Bay Area, dude, is the high-tech capital of the world. And IT requires a lot of work and lots of hours. It is minimum 40 to 60 to 80 hours a week. There's no way in hell you would be able to troll me at the level you've been trolling me, which I don't care. Troll me all you want. It's all public information. Doesn't matter what you do. It's not a big deal. I'm just saying how pathetic it looks, dude, that you're coming out here and leading a group of people to believe that you're someone you're not, saying that you're in IT, but yet you troll me all day, every day on YouTube. All the stuff you found out about me, dude, it takes time to find that out. You've done a lot of extensive digging, right? So when have you had time to work? If you say you have a job that pays your bills and requires you to work 40, 60 hours a week, maybe 80, right? But even at least 40, when have you had time to do your job? The truth of the matter is you don't have a job. We know who you really are. Hey, Rhonda Grace, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Great to see you. It's been a while. Happy early Independence Day to you and your family. Rhonda Grace Exploring says, I was followed by one of your trolls on my channel. I checked out his channel and saw he was a hater. So I simply blocked that channel. Hadn't had a problem since. I tend to completely ignore them. So do I, Rhonda. Today I'm just mentioning this because I'm talking about sometimes letting things go is the best course of action because, sometimes there's nothing you can do besides ignoring them. Okay? There's nothing you can do. It's out of your control. The trolls on YouTube are out of my control. You know who controls the trolls on YouTube? Is YouTube and Google, because they're the only people that have access to remove these channels, right? And like I mentioned earlier before you got here, Rhonda, that you can sit here and flag these people all day that are deliberately and clearly violating guidelines. And their channels are still up and running. I mentioned earlier while you were here, this guy here he violated my copyright 3 times on his main channel. He has 3 copyright strikes on his channel, which should be taken down. Yet he's still live streaming and putting out content every day. It's out of my control. What can I do? The only thing I can do is ignore it. But again, right now I'm using this for example purposes because I want people to learn from it. This guy's going to continue making me his life purpose. This guy's going to continue trolling me, harassing me, stalking me, however you want to say it. He gets off and he's got nothing better to do. I am his life right now. He said it himself. But it's up to me if I want to allow it to get to me, which it doesn't. And there's nothing more I can do at this point than I've already done to try and stop it, besides letting it go. Now, I know you're watching, dude, because you are obsessed with me. This is the last thing I'm going to say to you, and then we're not going to talk about you again. We're not going to mention the doctor again. And I'm completely done with it. Because I know other people this guy's been associated with that used to come at him are now befriending him. It's kind of funny what's happened. Queen and Mutt, those of you that have been following the story with the doctor, other people, other channels that, were in support of, myself and some other people behind the scenes regarding this situation, they now have more so started to befriend this guy known as the doctor. And it's pretty sad because the people that are supporting him are people that, were attacked by him a year or 2 ago. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I think some people are so desperate to try to find a purpose out here on YouTube or in their life that in order to have an audience, they have to give in to people like this. And you don't. You don't. You can just move on with your life, ignore this person, and realize that associating with a person like this is not good. You're doing yourself a disservice. It's pretty sad. Let's see. Muttonut's World says, hey, Rhonda. Muttonut's World also says it's already the 4th for me on the East Coast. That's right. It's 12:28 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 9:28 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time in my neck of the woods. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area here, Redwood City to be exact. Rhonda Grace Exploring says, hi at Muttonut's World. Queen Helen Case says, Mutt, I'm on the East Coast too. Fantastic. Happy Independence Day to all of you on the East Coast. Still have about 2 hours and 32 minutes before it is midnight here on the West Coast in California. Muttonut's World says, like you say, karma will get him and karma has no deadline. True. But I'm not worried about it, Mutt, because the bottom line is this. I'm not even concerned about what happens to the doctor anymore. I did post something on my community tab, which I made you ladies aware behind the scenes earlier in the week. And then I deleted the posting and I said, you know what? It's just not worth it. Just not worth it. Now, let me read a couple more comments here, and then I'm going to address this doctor guy one last time here and try to do the right thing. Let's see. Rhonda Grace Exploring says, everyone stay safe on the 4th. Crazy times right now. Stay safe and aware of your surroundings. Yeah, be very, very careful. 2020 has already been, in my opinion, one of the worst years in history, or at least since I've been around, since 1973. I'm 46 years old. The first 6 months of 2020, the worst first 6 months that I've ever dealt with in my entire life. And then on top of that, look, I get a pinched nerve, I get heavily constipated, the coronavirus breaks out. You've got, this George Floyd thing. You've got riots. You've got, just so much stuff. You had the Trump thing, trying to change Section 230 with the Communications Decency Act. There's so much going on right now, and I totally get it. So yes, please be safe and sane tomorrow, folks, and try to stay in as much as possible. Try not to get out there on the road because there's always a few people that think they can drink a little more and still drive, and they're the ones that cause the accidents. So we don't want you folks to be a statistic tomorrow or anytime this weekend. Please be very safe. All right, so we are at we're at 50 minutes right now, and I'm going to take this this opportunity, these last few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and to be on the air here tonight to address this super troll. We're just going to, refer to him as a doctor. I'm not going to mention any of his channel names. He has many of them. The people that have been following me for a while know who he is. And if you're new here, just know this guy is one of the biggest super trolls in YouTube history. There's no one like him. There's no one that has done what he's done. And he's probably going to get off on that because, he wants to be known as the greatest troll on YouTube. And sir, hats off, you are. You've been the greatest troll on YouTube for the last 3.5 years. Should I be proud of you? Is that something to be proud of? I mean, if that makes you happy and you're proud of that, then so be it. But let me ask you this, man. In all seriousness, if you can take something serious from me one time, turn off all the fun and games and the jokes for one time. And let me ask you this. I will mention one thing. I know you're not going to admit that you're the doctor and you don't have to. But I will say this. The doctor did change his plea from guilty to innocent regarding this case. And if that's the case, and let's say you're given a second chance and you don't go to prison, are you going to reform yourself and become a good dude again? And stop doing the stupid things you've been doing on YouTube and get along with people, man? I'm not saying that you don't get along with people, but you seem to get along with other haters and trolls. Like as far as people that are, established like myself and reasonable, down to earth, good people, you seem to project what you used to have on the people like me. But you don't have to do that, dude. You can be a better person than that. Let me ask you this. What's it going to take for you to move on from this? Again, if you continue trolling me every day for the rest of your life, that's fine. At some point, you're going to have to start regurgitating things because I think you put out pretty much everything about me that's possible, which is not a big deal. I don't care. I've got no shame. I went to take a dump 30 minutes into my show, or even a little less than that. And I was laughing about it. I have no shame because I'm confident in myself. But whether you continue trolling me or not, I don't care. I'm not asking you for any. I'm just asking you to look at yourself because you could be a better person. What's it going to take for you to move on from this? What do you want from me? Because the one thing that you're not going to get from me is this channel is not going to be shut down. I'm not shutting down this channel. I'm not doing that at all. I'm going to continue running this channel. But besides this channel, what do you want from me? What would you like to have me do that's going to satisfy you? A reasonable request. Not a stupid request, a reasonable request. Because if you want me to come out here and apologize for me thinking you're someone that you say you're not, which I know you are, that how can I do that when I know who you are and you're still trying to say you're somebody else? And I get you're doing that because you want to protect your identity, right? But dude, how can I apologize to someone if I've even done something wrong if I don't know who you are? I don't know who you are. I mean, I do know your real name. You won't admit it's you. So in essence, I do know who you are, but you're saying you're not that person. So in essence, you don't have an identity out here. That's confirmed. At least coming from you. So as far as I'm concerned, You could be, you're a cartoon character. Like you're a digital character with no heart, no soul. So why should it matter? You see, dude, if you could come clean with who you really are, not only to me, but to everyone that follows you, then I'll tell you what, dude, at that point, I can shake hands and say, dude, okay, it was fun. And if I created any issues, I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. But what's it going to take for you to be the good man you once were, to get back on track? And you got to be reasonable, dude. You can't be unreasonable. An unreasonable request is for me to shut down my channel, which I'm not going to do that. I have turned my channel around and I am focused on my regular content. And while my views have gone down, I'm still getting an okay amount of views for just doing my own content, no drama content. And as part of this topic here tonight, I wanted to address you because I've always tried to do the right thing. Now, I don't follow a lot of your content. Every now and then, I might check in to see what you're doing if I have time. But I don't religiously follow you like I used to follow all the people in the drama sphere. But again, I'd like to know, what's it going to take? Is there a possibility that you can let this go and I can let it go and we can move on? Most of the other people in the drama sphere have moved on. You have not. So if you have a reasonable request for me, I'm willing to listen. The reason why I haven't listened to you is because none of your requests have been reasonable. If you're reasonable with me, I'll be reasonable with you. I'll never mention the doctor again. I'll never post on him again. I'll never look into him again. Whatever happens with the case that's pending, I don't care about it. It's dead to me. I can move past it. Can you? Can you move past it? Tell me what you really want. Let me check out the chat here. Queen Helen Casey says that will never happen. You're probably right, Queen, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to try. It doesn't hurt to try. That's all you can do. And then you can give these people something to talk about on their channels because they're dying to talk about me, which is fine. Give them something to talk about. Rhonda Grace Exploring says the damaging riots are not over yet. And I know, that's sad, Rhonda. It's no longer about equality and betterment of humanity. It is about a takeover and a new Marxist ideology. Yeah, the Marxist stuff, I don't even like talking about that stuff, but I get what you're saying. There used to be some dude that would come on this channel, I don't want to mention his name, that would talk about the Marxist stuff all the time. And I understand it, but yeah, I don't talk a lot about the Marxist stuff. But I get it. The leaders of movement say they are trained Marxists. You're probably right. You're probably right. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad, Rhonda. Why can't we all just get along? Right? If we don't like a certain something about someone, just ignore it and move on. Focus on the good and ignore the bad. You know, this whole Black Lives Matter thing, I'm all for Black Lives Matter, but I'm for White Lives Matter and Asian Lives Matter and Hispanic Lives Mattering and everyone's lives mattering. It's not about just one culture or ethnicity. Now, I understand for the African Americans, the black people, they've been mistreated the most, and that's why there's been a lot of focus on it. But we need to make it about the overall better good of everyone, not just one group. And it's pretty sad what I've seen this year. I mean, I swear to God, I'm surprised we're not in a world war right now. I'm surprised that we're not in a war right now. We might as well be, because I've never seen things this bad, not only in our country, but in our world in a very long time. I'm really surprised, Rhonda and Queen and Muttnut's world, that we're not in a war right now. Yeah, Rhonda says, right, we should be able to get along. Yeah, I agree. And that's why I'm addressing this guy out there that's been trolling me for 3.5 years. Let me say this, and I'm going to wrap it up. Mr. Troll, we'll just call you that, okay? You're good at trolling. You're one of the best trolls, probably one of the top trolls on YouTube. And if I was a troll, let me tell you something, I'd give you a run for your money, and you know it. And maybe that's the challenge that you like about me, is the fact that I give you a run for your money. I've been the most challenging guy that you've tried to troll. Because when I'm still standing and you want me down, it fuels you to try harder, right? When with other people, you successfully ran them off and messed them up pretty quickly, right? So you found someone that can keep up with you, right? Not only did you find someone who can keep up with you, you found someone who could troll you better than you troll him. And I'm not a troll, but if I want to troll you, I can. Trust me, I can. And to a certain extent, maybe I kind of have been, but I've been doing it, showing my real face and my real name. My name is Coach Eli, Elias Melas. This is my face, my beard, my eyes, right? My voice, right? I'm not wearing a wig with dreads, pretending to be somebody I'm not. You see, sir, if I'm going to troll somebody, if you want to call it trolling, I'm going to troll them to their face. I'm going to call them out to their face, and I'm going to share my truth with them, and I'm going to do it in a respectful way. And I'm not going to hide in plain sight. Let's see, Queen Helen Casey, give it time, World War III will happen. You're probably right, Queen. You're thinking the same thing. See, Queen, here's the funny thing. You and I, even though you're slight to the right as a conservative and I'm slight to the left as a liberal, you and I see a lot of the same things. See, Queen and I get along, even though she's slight right, I'm slight left, right? Why can't the rest of us get along despite our views and have civil and friendly debates regarding our differences? Why can't we handle things in that way? I don't get that. Rhonda Grace Exploring says, it is all sad. I think it will get worse. I hope it gets better. Well, I don't know how much more worse 2020 can get, Rhonda, but you never know. You never know. The coronavirus was starting to subside a bit, and then there was a jump in cases. And places started opening up again, and then they started shutting down again. And we're just in a world of doo-doo right now. Let's put it that way. Let's keep the show clean as possible. And every morning I get up and pray, Rhonda and Queen and Mutt, anyone else watching, that the change will happen. But again, like the topic of this stream says, sometimes letting things go, sometimes letting things go is the best course of action. Because it's out of my control. It's out of your control, Ron. It's out of your control, Mutt, Queen, anyone else. What control do we have over this virus, over, police action where they, use excessive force and kill a man? What control do we have over these people? Nothing. We have no control. None. We only have control over what we do. And we also have control over what we want to allow to get to us or not. So yeah, I'm glad you're here tonight, Rhonda. Excellent comments. And folks, I know this hasn't been the most entertaining show and the most energetic show. I just ended up clearing my stomach completely after almost a month of being severely constipated. So right now my stomach is like healing. So I have a lot more energy than I had, but I can definitely feel like, the soreness from being bloated and stuff. Because when you're bloated, your stomach expands, right? Stretches your muscles out, right? So now, because it's deflated and it's back to normal, now you're going to be dealing with a sore stomach, which is going to temporarily wear you down until that heals. But I feel a lot better than I did when I was bloated, I'll tell you that. Let me see here. I got to wrap this up here in a second. So before I wrap it up, one more time to this super troll out there. If you want to settle this like two grown-ass gentlemen, I'm willing to do that. But you have to be reasonable, and I'll be reasonable with you. But again, I'm not going to let you take my dream away of wanting to be a coach and running my channel. This is my right to do so. Okay? This is my right to do so. I don't tell you what you can and can't do. Now, if you break the law and break guidelines and stuff like that, then that's on you, sir. But I don't tell you what to do. So what's it going to take? What's it going to take to end this? If you don't end it, that's not a big deal. I'll just keep ignoring you like I have been. Not a big deal. But I'm trying to show you and other people out here on YouTube and the world that this is how you handle things properly and maturely. All things come to an end at some point, man. Have we not had enough fun with this trolling thing? Why not get back on track, man? Why not create some real content and help people? If you think I'm a terrible coach, why don't you start coaching people? Why don't you start talking about topics of how to help people work through certain things, right? You got an audience of people that need a lot of help. Why don't you help them out, man? Instead of focusing your content 100% on me. Why don't you do something positive that's going to make a big difference in this world and really help people? Rhonda Grace Exploring says, so true. We need to let go. We can only work on ourselves and get out. I think you meant to say get our hearts right. Okay, no problem. Thank you so much, Rhonda. Muttnuts World, night to all. We'll catch you with everyone later. Good night, Muttnuts World. Thank you so much for being here. I'm about to go off the air here in just a few minutes. So again, dude, I know you're still watching, and hey, what's done is done. I'm not going to sit here and beg you to stop doing what you're doing. You're going to do whatever you want to do. But you've asked me in the past. Let's talk. Okay? Well, this is the way I'm willing to talk. I'm here on my show. I'm talking with you. And if you want to find a way to reach out to me or through a third party, in this case, I wouldn't care if you did it through a third party. What's it going to take in a reasonable way for us to handle this in a mature and grown up way? Because I'm not coming and saying, hey, it's over, man. I don't even care about what happens with the doctor case or whatever. I don't even care about proving you're the doctor or not. I don't care about anything. I'm done. I backed off. What's it going to take for you to be done? Again, I don't care if you talk about me all the time. Keep doing what you're doing. It doesn't faze me. But is that the way that you want to live your life for the rest of your life? Is that going to make you happy for the rest of your life? Come on, man. You're a lot better than that. Only your family knew what you do all day, every day. On YouTube, man, what would they think of you? Evening, Eli. What's up, my friend? Hey, Alex, the Beer Master. I'm just about to go off the air, so you're going to want to probably check out the replay if you want. But thank you so much for being here. Hello, Alex. It's Queen. And Alex, the Beer Master, says, what's up, Queen Helen? All right, folks, I'm going to get on out of here. I have to say this probably wasn't the greatest show I did. I wasn't feeling that great initially. I was feeling better, but then I had to go to the restroom, and it kind of, I was kind of still a bit bloated, and it kind of just threw me off a little bit. But hopefully you got some value here. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. And if you want to reach out to me anytime, Coach Eli at coacheli@melas.com is the best way to do so. I should be back tomorrow, probably in the early afternoon, late morning, early afternoon for a 4th of July special stream with a topic that's yet to be determined. So stick around for that. And for the members out there, the members-only content will be back early next week, Monday. I'm feeling a lot better. Sorry, it took me an extra week to kind of, get the energy to start doing those members-only videos and other pre-recorded videos as well, and even just coming back to do live streams. So with that being said, thank you for being here, everybody. Rhonda Grace, thank you for being here. Alex, the Beer Master, thank you for stopping by, my friend. Thank you for being here. Quinn and Casey, Mutton Nuts World, and anyone else that I may have missed, and anyone that's watching behind the scenes and not commenting. Again, have a very safe and sane Independence Day tomorrow. Happy 4th of July to you and your family. And I will see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. We're out. We're out. Peace out. Peace, 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 peace. We're out.